Roberts. I'll be conducting your program today. Behind me, you will see two artillery pieces that would have been present, of the type that would have been present at this battle in March of 1862. They're both model 1841 6-pounder cannons, smooth quality. 1841 is the year that they were first designed, right before the Mexican-American War. These were the workhorse of the American artillery in that war. By 1861, at the start of America's Civil War, they were completely obsolete. But as the United States Army, prior to the Civil War, numbered just about 13,000 to 14,000 men, and by the end of the war, it will number 2 million. The United States Army obviously does not have enough of the new cannons to supply the new volunteer batteries that were beginning to form. So they went to all the arsenals, found the 1841 sitting around that were perfectly fine, maybe just a little dusty, and using the old Army adage, if it isn't broken, keep using it until it breaks. And they issued them out to the early units. And so, here at the Battle of Pea Ridge, this is the primary cannon you would have seen fielded by both North and South. It is a smooth bore cannon, which means that the inside of the barrel is as smooth as a pipe. Its maximum defense range is just over 1,500 yards, which is just about the far tree line over there. They are muzzle-loading weapons, meaning they are loaded from the front. The reason they are called 6-pounders is because they fire a 6-pound projectile. So know that if you ever go to another Civil War battle when you hear the phrase 6-pounder or 12-pounder or 24-pounder, that is the weight of the solid projectile in there for number one to then shove down to the back of the barrel. He also has the job of removing any potential obstruction or dud rounds, and he is going to use a tool called a worm. That's a worm up there. That's another long wooden pole, except this time it has an iron corkscrew at the end. He is going to use that because these projectiles are attached to the powder bag by a sabot and these metal straps that connect it to the whole mechanism. He will use the worm and the corkscrews on the ends of the worm to hook under those metal straps so he can pull any dud rounds out of the barrel. That is the number two's job. The next position is the number three on the back side of the gun. His job is air through the barrel. If you've ever blown on a campfire to try and reignite the embers, you will see those embers start to glow up again. Same thing when we put a new round in and there's a potential smoldering ember in the barrel. If we push a new round in and we have a continuous airflow going through the barrel, as there's a hole in the back called the vent, then we can possibly blow oxygen over that ember and again ignite off a round prematurely. So he is going to take a leather sleeve that is on his thumb called a thumb stall and place that over the vent to cut off the airflow. So that way, as we push the new round in, there's no oxygen being pushed by that ember. After he is done with that, he is then going to pull out his second tool, which is called a priming wire. It is a brass wire that has a sharpened end. And he's going to place that down the vent so he can puncture open that cloth powder bag, exposing the black powder for the next man, the number 4. Is on the back left. His job is to prime and fire the cannon. He's going to do that by pulling out friction primer. Looks like this. Brass tube filled with black powder, pinched at the end with a chemical substance called fulminate mercury. And you have a wire run through that pinched end with a loop. He's going to place that in the vent, and then he is going to hook onto the loop what's called the lanyard, which is a long piece of rope the metal hook on one hand, wooden handle on the other. He's going to put that into the loop so that when he sends out the lanyard and pulls on it, he is going to pull the wire out of the pinched end of the tube, causing sparks from the friction and the friction price.
Lead me.
Charge and the projectile is set downrange.
This is
That is the number 4 position. The next position is the number 5. His job is simple. He is the delivery boy. He carries the projectile from the limber up to the number 2. He carries it in his leather gunner's haversack. He does so in that haversack to protect it from any sparks or embers that might be flying across the battlefield. As again, unlike today, we do not have the luxury of being able to do this without any obstruction. The next positions are going to be the 6th and 7th. They are back on the limber. Their job is to prep the rounds before they go up. When the round is called, say if it is an explosive round, they have to make sure it is the correct round that has been called before they give it to the number 5, who then takes it up to the number 2. The final position is the gunner. He is in overall command of the piece. What his word is law. He will call out the rounds, he will call out the distances, the targets, and he will make the necessary adjustments. Aim the gun, he has a device, which is the rear sight. It sits on a cradle at the back of the barrel. The reason it is separate is so that way it doesn't, the firing of the gun doesn't accidentally set off the aiming. When he raises or lowers the barrel, there's a counterweight on the bottom, so that way it is always lining up with the foresight. That is his roll. One more roll is additional because we have what's called a section. Batteries in the Civil War were 6 guns each, and they were divided into 3 2-gun sections. And so we have our section commander, the sergeant. She is in overall command of both cannons. So that means that she gives out the orders to the gunners on what they need to do. So, talked about the different positions. Now, what do they shoot out of these guns? As I said, they fire 6-pound cannons. First projectile, solid shot, or what most people would commonly know as a cannonball.